Oh, okay. I have a little bit of sniffles. I went out today and, I don't know. I think every time I leave my apartment, I get sick. It's really weird. But, I really look like crap right now. I have no contacts in and I'm tired. Though I have insomnia. I mean, I feel tired now, so maybe it's a good thing. Maybe when I lay down after I do this, maybe I needed to do this in order to be able to get some stuff out. But I'm really frustrated right now. Maybe that's not the right term to use, but I am. Because I am tired of the fact that my needs are not being met by the world. Because my needs are not having guys who are unattractive to me and I don't want knocking on my door. I just want to be able to do what I love, which is acting. I wanted an acting career. I did. I wanted that more than a boyfriend, more than a retirement package, more than health benefits. I wanted to do the acting. I'm sorry, but I want that more than I want you. I do. And the very fact that some idiot females thought that the reason I wanted to do acting was because of some guy. Yeah, you know, my ideal guy would be an actor. Because the reality is, guess what? If you can't run lines with me and you're not good at acting, I'm not going to think you're good enough. Because I broke up with a guy on the East Coast because he wouldn't do that with me. I actually one night tried to make him read a play with me. I'm like, let's do this, let's have fun. And he just kind of ignored me and blew it off. I'm thinking, please? You play this part, I'll play this part. He's like, nope. I'm like, we're no fun. He actually at one point said that I would get bored. That I would be bored with him. That's what he's afraid of. And I said, no, I'm not going to. And then it turns out he was right. Yeah, I got bored. I get bored. I'm sorry, guys, but guess what? I'm tired of living a safe life. I was happy on sets. I am sick and tired of the fact that my father, my entire life, his idea of me living is me being in a cage. It is. It's being in a freaking cage. You're living for retirement, Laura. You're living for money. You're living for a house, the car, the kids. You're living for a jail cell, basically. And you're supposed to be the guy who basically takes care of you. No, you don't take care of me. I take care of you. You make the money. I have to be your slave. Well, I'm sorry, but I want to actually have an acting career and not have anything to do with you because I really would rather be playing a character on a television show and living my dreams than making you dinner. Yeah. Because guess what? You're not going to care about what I think. You're not going to care about the fact that I've got a great imagination. You're not going to care about how creative I am. And if I tell you that, I have bad behavior. Yeah, that one especially is for Asaph Cohen, who for some reason wanted me to talk to Woody Schultz, who I refused to talk to because I got the sense that, well, he's from Baltimore. I'm like, you're making the assumption he's become from Baltimore, that we have things in common. I left Baltimore for a reason. I left Baltimore because I didn't want to hang out with guys who liked beer, football, and sports, and wouldn't talk to me about poetry, and wouldn't talk to me about art, and wouldn't talk to me about acting. And yes, the guy's an actor, but I'm not a video game person, and I kind of feel like general vibe, not my type, and not someone I would want to be friends with. And now I especially wouldn't want to be friends with him, considering the fact that Asaph Cohen was probably playing a game for some reason because of Blake Shields and whatever girl he's with, who basically wanted me in a relationship because for some reason my being single was a threat to him, instead of respecting the fact that I'm allowed to be single. Seriously, I don't know who Blake Shields is with. And I really don't care, with the exception of the fact that I suspect that whoever he's with is part of me being blacklisted. Because she is not mature enough and intelligent enough and a good enough person to respect the fact that even though I'm an ugly mess right now, I should have the right to be an actor. Because, and frankly, if I became an actor, I think this person probably thinks I'm a threat to her. You are. Whoever you are, Twitter troll, I'm a threat to you. Because the reality is, I've come to the realization this late in life that I was a beautiful girl. When I was healthy and happy, I was beautiful. When my parents are in my life, I fall apart because they're abusive and narcissistic and they drain me. So I want to thank everyone, because the only time in my life I was really happy and beautiful, you guys decided to knock me down for it, and that was when I was an extra on sets. I loved it. I loved playing someone else every day. I loved being someone else every day. I loved getting up in the morning and being something different. That's who I am. I am not schizophrenic, Arnie Starr. I just had talent. You couldn't understand the fact. I remember being on a set of The Apostles, which is a pilot, and crying. Crying. And the reason I was crying was because it was a funeral scene. And someone of the other extras actually, during one of the breaks, walked up and said, "Are you okay, Laura? What's wrong?" And I just looked and said, it's a funeral scene. There was nothing wrong. I was just doing acting. Yeah, I took it kind of a little seriously sometimes. I was actually kind of surprised, because crying is not necessarily something I can always do on cue. I kind of have to put myself in a zone. And I guess the set of The Apostles was a safe enough environment for some reason. Like, I had such a positive vibe with the group. It was a pilot for Fox that was a David E. Kelly pilot, and I knew one of the crew guys. I think he was the AD, or the guy in charge of us. Very smart guy. And we'd had a good rapport on Boston Public, which is a show I worked on with him. He used to always give me, like, a story, like a backstory for the character I was playing, even though it's just an extra. Which is really cool, because it made me realize the fact that he understood actors, and he understood the situation, and he understood the fact that I was an extra, but I was still an actor. So he gave me a story. It's like, you're on your first date today. And ironically, when the show Boston Public got canceled, the very last episode I worked on, he was like, "You guys are getting divorced." Because he always paired me up with the same guy. Every day I was like, "I don't remember the guy. I'm sorry if you're out there somewhere. I mean, someday watch this or something, but I kind of remember you." But that's how I guess, that's a little protection I think I have, because I've done kissing scenes, and I don't remember. There was one scene I did with the guy who was African American. I did two, actually. There's one guy I do remember, because we were in acting class together for a while, and I just ran into him recently in Venice, and he gave me a hug. I was like, "Hey," we did a kissing scene together, but then it got weird, and I ended up removing him from my Facebook page, because I was reminded of the fact that it just got strange. Like, some people, you can deal with that if you're professional. Some people, it's like, I feel a little violated right now, and I don't like people telling me what I'm supposed to do with my life, or who I'm supposed to be, or what I'm supposed to believe in. Because the reality is I have my own identity, and I think that's been the pain in my side this entire time. Because when I was working on sets, I had freedom. I didn't have a lot of money, but I had freedom. My parents weren't pushing into my life because they couldn't. They couldn't decide what I was doing. They couldn't decide who I was. They couldn't call up my employer and tell my employer stuff behind my back. But eventually, I guess they figured out how to do that. They did. Thank you very much. And it just got to the point where I felt like people were implying I should be married. I need to quit. No, what I need is to get a job so that I could support my acting career, because I still want one. And not one that locks me into a box so I feel like I'm in prison, and one that allows me to make enough money to be able to make a living and do what I love. And instead, the U.S. government, I think everyone thinks I'm just going to get a job and pay off the debt that I have, because that's all I should be living for. No, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to end up a homeless person on the streets. Because you took away what I loved. And you took away what I was good at. And you took away what I was driven to do. You took away on the foundation of who I am and what I want to do. And I remember being in a group called Cine Ladies, and I got kicked out for telling people about my being blacklisted. And I'm like, sorry. And I think I also got kicked out because I wasn't as driven as some of the women to do. I wasn't producing my own stuff. But I was learning. Like, in Maryland, where I'm from, people don't make movies. And I grew up in a government family with an asshole for a father, a narcissist. So I came out here and I was learning. I was taking classes at Santa Monica College. I'm a fast learner. I had a GPA of a 3.6. I finally finished a certificate there. I had one class short of a film certificate. And I've got people undermining me and basically being narcissistic and being backstabbing and destroying everything. And so it's left me in a point of being traumatized. There isn't anything I want to apply for. There are no jobs I want. But you can put me on these all kind of... I'm not going to take them. Because if it locks me into a permanent job, I'm going to want to quit. If it locks me into a position where I can't get back on sets and be an actor, I'm like, no, I don't want this. I'll have panic attacks and anxiety attacks and not be able to sleep at night like I am right now. And be miserable. And that's just it. Every person is different. Not all of us want the 9-to-5 life. Not all of us thrive in that existence. I'm a dreamer. If I can't dream, my brain has stopped dreaming. I literally have stopped dreaming, and the last dream I had was me, and this is weird, floating in a river of body bags. I don't know what the meaning of that dream is, but I hate swimming. I was literally in a stream of water, and there were body bags floating past me. At least that's the vision I have in my head. I woke up with that feeling and that thought. I don't remember the water, what it felt like. I just know that there was a body of water, and there were body bags floating through it. Yeah. And I've been watching the Arrow, and I've been binge watching Arrow and Flash, because I kind of decided it's time for me to catch up in a way. A couple seasons behind, like about 2 seasons, I think. And I think I'm on season 5 of the Flash. No, 5 of Arrow, and whatever the season is, because I'm watching them as they play of the Flash. So, anyways, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Is my television watching, and of course I'm also watching Handmaid's Tale, which is a scary show, but at the same time I feel like I'm living the Handmaid's Tale. I think maybe I should save that for the next video. Yeah, how I'm living the Handmaid's Tale. Because guess what, all of you men out there, you would put me in the Handmaid's Tale, because I wanted to have kids. I did. I want to have one. That's not happening now. I'm sick. And since I can't have a kid, I don't need you. I don't. If I'm not going to have a child with you, there's no point in me having you in my life. Period. I'm not here to be your servant. I'm not here to cook and clean for you. If I can't have an acting career and have a child that we can raise to be an artist and be creative and have fun in this world, then I really don't want you in my life, because I am not going to raise a child to be a fucking attorney. I'm not going to raise a child to want money more than anything else. I'm not going to raise a child to want to destroy the planet because the GOP people want to do that. So guess what? If you're not a man who meets my specifications and what I'm looking for in a man, I don't want you. Got it? I don't. I don't want you if you don't want to save the planet. I don't want you if you understand the fact that I'm a vegan. I don't want you if you freaking are obsessed with football. I don't want you if you can't run lines with me. I don't want you if you can't understand my poetry. And I don't want you if you can't be the kind of person that I want all around. And you can be an actor, but if I'm not attracted to you, I don't want you. And if you're not an X generation person, if you were born before the year 1969, don't bother me. And if you're born after the year 1985, you're a baby. Go find children to play with. And I'm sorry, I know that means they're millennials, but some of you, considering the fact you're not participating in the march, and some of you are responsible for our, quote, 45 position, get some balls. Don't be like your parents, the baby boomers. Choose to think for yourselves. Get out of the little, granted, I'm on social media. Get out of your social media world and your 30 seconds of sound bites. And I probably won't get cast because I'm saying this to the millennials, because I think right now they're the largest population on the planet other than the baby boomers. But if you really care, you need to start caring. You do. And you need to stop being hypocritical. Because Jordan Marks, who I dated in 2003, message to you. You were not underage when we dated, and I'm not old enough to be your mother. But the very fact that I've had people in this town act like they're your mother and stalk me and tell me all this nasty stuff. You know, I got news for you, ladies, or lady, or whoever you are, I've been tracking you on Twitter account. I didn't do anything illegal or wrong. Got it? I didn't. I'm not a pedophile. I am sick of that. I am not someone who hurt anyone. I am not someone who stabbed somebody in the back. Jordan and I were over in 2003. And I don't have a problem with the fact that he's having a successful career. Good for him, as long as my career and my future is not destroyed. But that's the problem. It was. I mean, how many people from USC did anything to me because of Jordan. You're a bunch of elitist pricks. You are. And you're hypocrites. You're misogynist hypocrites. And if you consider yourself liberals, wake up, darlings. You're not.